Welcome back to some Die for the Lich. We've got both options this time. 2 enemies elite and 4 normal enemies. And then the 3 and 2. Bottom elite. This only costs $250. So elite side 34,000 maximum. These enemies 33,750. Trying to lose like between 1,000 and 1,500 here, which is 43 to 47, and then we're trying to get here 9 to 10,000 more when the max is 10.5. So another 500, so 1.5 to 2k off that, 32k, 34k, and yeah. And on the final stretch, if we're here at 14k, we'll be looking really good. Our starting options are this, where it's like, okay, for taking from the weapon path, you 100% take the lucky die. And I'm just thinking about what we need with this lucky die. It's extremely good with ghost tooth, ghost eye, a whole bunch of trinkets. So the question is, what generates more trinkets, this path or this path? And the elite gives us one more trinket and an opportunity to get trinkets here. But then we do have to spend all our coins. Oh no, and it gives us the weapon, so we don't need to spend our coins on the weapon. So I think I am going to go on the elite side. I think that might be best. And I learned recently that these bones disappear, unfortunately, once you use them. And so, give me a second. Do we gamble? I guess so. Yeah, turn 1 kill. Yeah. 909, I think it is, with 1 fail on turn 1 kill. But 952. That's interesting. We only lost 48 somehow. That's crazy. But yeah. So these bones, they disappear if you'll use them. So I'm gonna be trying to keep them in my deck as long as I can, without like sacrificing the score or whatever. Weapon chest, you almost always take the weapon. If the offer was like a Gokstad shield, or like it was, I generally do think the worst thing they can offer you is that broken blade in the weapon. So if they offer you the broken blade or the glass shield, maybe you take the glass shield, but even still, you might just take the weapon. Depends on what you have. Trying to get the block here and a kill. Taking 1 point of damage and saving all these resources is not terrible. Could lead us to killing on turn 3 pretty easily. 1 point of damage hurts us slightly more than 1 fail. And it's on elite. But I don't really want to use all these resources. I'd like to save the bones if I can, but I guess I'm gonna. It is what it is. It's just, it stings, because rotten chance and a whole bunch of other things. I think it might have been good just to take the 1 point of damage there. And here's what I'm gonna do. Alright, that's massive. That's so big. Now I have a couple ways to try to kill this guy. No, we don't have a lot of dice to work with, so I'm just gonna go back to my original plan, which was this. But I do want to get rid of this D4 rotten chance, even if I take a fail for it. I probably want to keep that because now the bone is gone. Yeah, from my draw pile. It's fine. It's okay to take a 25% chance to get a crit. I'm gonna try and draw back that D12. We didn't, but we have enough block now. Start here. Hopefully it's a 3 or 4. We did get a 3 or 4. Yeah, unfortunately. Could have rerolled that D6. On average, we get 2.5 more. So he's at 6 or 7. But then we have to hit a 7 exactly. Likely I skipped the turn. I don't want to take another fail. Should be pretty easy to get a kill here. I'm gonna save this. Nice. Wide range of numbers that we can hit. 1881. With that one fail, cost us 180 or so. Draw is so amazing. Yes, please. Alright, I'm gonna go on this elite just because I feel like this is specifically the 4 normal enemy path and should be treated as such. And this is like the elite side. So I'm just gonna go here. I just feel like this should be my fight if I went the elite side. Gonna start with this probably. Hopefully draw a bone. We did. That's very big. And use that one. That's awesome. And hopefully we get a kill here. I'm gonna try and use this one instead. Sweet. Because I want to save this bone if possible for my draw pile. 4,600 nearly. That's extremely good. We only lost 1170. Reroll ones. That's amazing, especially on lucky dice. Definitely taking the 3 tokens. We don't need this lucky D6 so much, but if we get ghost eye, ghost tooth, probably Irish finger, ghost tooth, and this. We also have an opportunity for this. Surely we always take this and this, considering we got the lucky D12. Only question is, do we want to take this over this? It's not bad. It's really hard to use. Or do we want this over this? This kind of allows us to pick up any D20s we find on these 3 fights. It opens up our variety of viability, even though it's slightly worse than this. So I might grab that. I think it could be helpful to grab this, so I'm gonna grab it. Okay, Gaga critical. That's not what we want to see. We're gonna obviously do this and throw in 2 bones. Get a crit. We have some manipulation that we can save for the turn after. Did not draw what we needed to. We're gonna try to kill here. Get a bone in that crit here. We can also start with a crit. That will be okay. Big. I'm gonna wait a turn again. Because I think it's possible to kill both of them in 1 turn. Nice. Two or less, so we can keep having fun. but it's fine. Decent score. 1700, yeah. Decent. 17 of 2250. Do we want the prediction? Yes, we do. Especially with this. We want it so bad. We've got to land exactly on the critical. And we have very little precise manipulation like that. It's a little hard. Nice. We got a kill. Use this to draw. Yeah, we're gonna take 1 damage. So it's like we got 2 fails. It's essentially like we're on turn 3 right now. We killed last time at turn 4. So we can still get like 2,000 from here, right? No, maybe like 19. Yeah, maybe just 1,900 or so. We should have a kill here pretty easily. Boop. And our fun is over. Yeah, 19. Just lost another 600 there. That's so good with this. Our deck's a little bloated, but it's bloated with good things. Now we might be able to kill this guy immediately. I'm going to go for it. I have a little bit of a plan. Four or 3? No. 3 or 4. Oh, and we got the eyepatch, which bails us out. So now we could hit on 2, 3, 1, 3, or 4 are all safe for that. And we took 1 fail instead of take 1 damage, so that helps so much. I should probably start with this, so I'm gonna start with it. Oh, I messed up. I was thinking about getting a crit here. Alright, we got it. Pretty big. 45, that's so good. That's so good. Nearly at 13. We got a run here. We got a potential run. We definitely want the draw because of how good our deck is, but it is clogged. This is fine. We kind of do want this. It could help us on this elite, killing a turn sooner, potentially. Yes, please. I don't think this is so amazing, but I do kind of want to replace this with this. It's only roll dice. It's a really rough curse versus this one. Yeah, we do have this, but we do kind of need the damage when we haven't been at D20, so we only have 1 chance left. I think it is time to switch out. I think this helps us pretty much guarantee an ankou turn 2, maybe a turn 1, and we have like a really good chance for a turn 1. But it is going to make this elite a little hard. But we shall see. So we want to get 19, and this is the most one we can easily influence. We're going to start here. 19 means we need 5 more on whatever we get. 7, 7, 5. That does work. So we'll use it immediately. That's pretty big. We'll hopefully draw back our lucky lucky D8 here. Big. We'll use this to get more manipulation. And we'll have to kill exactly, which means we have to start with this one over here, and then get this one to kill here. Ideally, we get it to 22 to him. We're going to save 2 bones, but then we pretty much just roll regardless. Actually, we're going to save 3 bones, because we might want to re-roll this D10 once. To 5. So, do we have 22? Right now, if we get it to a crit, it'll be 18. Which means we need 4 more. We have a 4 right here, and we just need 12 to get it there. We have this right here, so we make it. I just want to make sure I don't make a mistake real quick. And then we just need a crit right here. We have a crit pretty easily. Like this. We get the curse off. Well, we don't get it off, but we get it down to 1. And we got a really good performance here. 56. Unfortunately, the tragic part is even we kill this guy turn 1, which we stand a good chance with the ghost eye. But even we kill this guy turn 1, that's 21,900. And even if we kill Ankou turn 1, which we stand a good chance of, even then, it's 29,900, not the 30,000. The journey must go on. It's a sad day. We do gotta kill 2 guys, though. Which we can't really do. Best we can do is get the curse off, kill this guy, and kill them next turn. But I do want to be able to use these. So probably we start with trying to get a critical. Oh, but we can. Oh, we can't use this on this. Yeah, I'm just gonna use this right now. And we wanted to use this right away. We need to get to a 7. Exactly a 7. So we should probably skip. Except the curse. The curse is gonna land here. Oh, we can't use that. Gotcha, gotcha. We got to kill pretty easily here on both of them. Oh, and that re-rolled it. Okay. I'm just gonna increase my damage as much as I can, just for fun. They're already both dead. Alright. I should have freed up this. That's such a big mistake. But it is what it is. We didn't really have the opportunity. Right there. Do we take another one? I don't think so. I don't think so. We got plenty of damage. We're gonna start with... Oof, this is pretty rough. Like, we have to use our ghost eye here, which means we're gonna have a really hard time killing. Really hard time killing. You can't be serious, man. We literally needed to just not land on a 2 repeatedly. And we had to waste this, which means we might not even kill next turn. That's so sad. That is so sad. Not only do we not get to kill turn 1, but now we might not kill turn 2. So we got 10 damage here. I'm gonna save the bone. Sad. It's so sad. That was so unlucky. My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined. I am very disappointed, but my day is not ruined. I'm just joking. Success on 154, 27, 6. We literally could have had 1800 more. We were oh my goodness. I mean, you saw on that fight where we got that turn 1 kill. Wait, was that a turn 1 kill on the elite? No, on the elite. It was a turn 2 kill, but you saw where I got like 80 damage in 1 hit. We just need to draw the lucky star, or lucky star would help a lot, but if we draw our crow skull, lucky die, and gambler's die, then we're in a really good spot with the other things we draw. If we draw crow skull and ghost eye, ghost tooth, then we're also in a really good spot because the crow skull could land on with a D8, D10. We're talking about 7 to 9 damage or above. That 7 or 9 becomes 14, and then ghost eye makes that 28, and that's just half the damage on the sword. So that's already 56 damage. Yeah. But anyways, should have been probably a turn 2 kill, but it is what it is. Hope you enjoy. We've got a potential game here for normal enemies, and we got the 2 normal enemies on elite side also, with a bottom elite, this path, and bottom elite. So down 750 points, max theoretical score 33.5 on the elite side, and 33,250 on normal enemy side. We got good choices, so free coins are super amazing for the elite side, and pitchfork is super nice as well. The idea with fishhook is that you want to have, it's good with pretty much everything that is good, except for like lucky dice. It's good with bone dice because you throw in bone dice and then you at like lower bone dice than the critical value. So if you have like a 9, you're a little bit hesitant to use a bone D10. But like, and if you have like a 6, you're a little hesitant to use a bone D6. But something you can do is like on a 9, you can use a bone D8 and then use a bone D10, because you're likely to, once you use the 8, you're like more likely to use the bone D10 and get it over the critical value. And then you can use the fishhook to bring those 2 bone dice back, and then you can throw on the bone D10 and then like a D4 and then spend 1 bone and then you get a crit. But it's really good with bone dice. It's really good with gambler chips. It's really good with draw trinkets. It's really good with reroll trinkets. So it's really good with both paths. I'd say it's better. It can go crazy with trinkets. And I'm trying to think about which path gets you more trinkets on average. Because what I'm thinking is this path tends to get you like a weapon in the item shop, and then 2 dice that you can use, and that's usually, it's like 2 dice or a trinket. I wish it was better. And this path gets you a trinket, a weapon, and then you can go for a dice and maybe a trinket. But if you get like 3 points, it's one of these offers, so you can get another shop. I do think this elite path is like pretty significantly stronger. I don't know if I already said this, but I think the elite path has a higher end cap, and like the normal side is probably a more consistent path. I could be wrong. I am really interested in going fishhook. So I'm gonna go the fishhook. The 3 coin starts amazing though for the elite side. I'm gonna go the elite side. But I want to see if this pays off going fishhook. We're going to start with a bone D6. And we're fine taking a fail here, because then we're going to want to, and we're only really wanting to use this 1 bone D6. We're going to get some damage off, get a second bone, and then we're going to get a crit here and draw back our bone D6, and then we're just going to just crits next turn. So that was lucky. Just landing on the crit. You like to see it. Then we're going to try and get a crit here. That's really unfortunate. 3 or less, and we can easily control it and get back the bone D6. So this is 1.5 higher than the average, and this is 1.5 higher than the average. Using the bones to reroll both is perfectly fine. I would reroll the D4 though, because you can land on a 1 on the D6, and that's no longer a crit. But anything on the D4 1 to 2, so right now we're gonna need 1 to 2 to land, and this be okay. So 1 to 2, 50% chance, and then 2, 3 on this, on the D6, 33% chance. The bone D4 is definitely correct play. Glad we got a perfect land, so that makes you a little bit happier. You're able to save a bone. And now we can do some fun stuff. I'm going to start here with the bone d4, and then I'm going to use the bone d6. Hopefully I'm over it. I'm going to use the fish hook and bring it back. Then I'm going to throw in a high die, d10. I have 3 bones to roll low. And then I'm going to use probably the bone d4 to get a crit. Throw on a bone to, like, get the crit. Then use a d6, bone d6, it's going to be 8.5. Have, like, 1 to 2 bones to reroll. The d10, I might be able to get 13 damage. But that's all assuming we don't get a crit here, and the best way to not get a crit is to do this and then try to go over with this. And now we can try this. We're expecting to have to use like 2 bones to get something low. And we did. That's not what we want to see. We don't really want to reroll. We just want to accept that we have to use the 2 bones. And we only get 1 reroll for the d10 instead of 2. But we did hit it. So that's nice. That's very good. The starting with a d10 is a little risky. You can start with a d8. It's a lot safer, but you're also way less likely to get a kill. But in that situation, the d8 would have been a little bit better because just how the dice played out, because the bone d4 landed on a 1, so you're also going to get like a 1.5 improvement from rerolling the bone d4 that landed on a 1. So you have like multiple dice that could influence your score to improve really easily. I'm definitely taking the 2 coins. That's extremely good. What 2 coins offers us is like a weapon improvement or like a rare trinket like Pro Skull, Baba Yaga's Finger, Lucky Star's amazing, another fish hook's amazing. It also offers us a decent die, so like a lucky d8 and lower, and then I think it was a gambler's d10 and lower, which is amazing. Versus like a ghost d10 that we can't use. Terrible weapon. We're probably gonna have to replace the weapon in the shop. It just depends on our offers. That's pretty bad. Ideally, we could get a crit here, get 2 bones on this, and then get a 6 here, and maybe use this bone to get a 7. Yeah, we have a bit of manipulation. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna throw on this on. We're hoping for a 3 or 4, and then we crit it. If it's not a 3 or 4, then we use the fish hook and we generate an extra bone. And if it is a 3 or 4, we're not using the fish hook this time because we kind of don't want to gamble on we want to save 1 of these points for this if we can help it. Very nice. We're hitting this. We could draw twice as well, which is really nice. 2 bones is also really nice. The draw does make things easier. We do have 2 bones. Yeah, we can just draw. More options. Then we don't have to use as many bones. You don't really like to see that. So we're going to have to use both these, probably. Okay. That's fine. I forgot to use that on trolling. No, I just lost, I didn't play it slow enough. I forgot that we were trying to get critical on a 6 so that I can use the coin that we were saving instead of using the coin to get a critical. So I just lost. And then I just drew back a coin to cover for the mistake, but I didn't need to use the bone to reroll the d8. It is what it is. Lost like 250 points from not being smart. I can easily kill this one here. You might be able to kill it in 1 hit and save this for the 2 bones. We're going to start here. And the best way to do that is probably with the d8. We don't exactly have enough bones to be super safe with it. So I think we start with a d6. Yeah. And that is what you want to see. And that is extremely lucky. Very nice. Alright, so we don't have to reroll because this was super high. We got the kill.
Now our first order of business would be to get a critical hit, but we can generate 2 bones. A critical on our shield, just to not lose score, but we can generate 2 bones, or even 1 bone from attacking. So we'll start here. Start with the D6, because 3 to 5 we got a crit. 6 is the only one that busts. 1 and 2, then we throw in the D4, and we're hoping for a 3 to 5 again. On a 1, that's 2, 3, or 4. On a 2, that's 1, 2, or 3. So both these options are 75% chance, and this is only a 16% chance that it hurts us if I landed on the 6. And even on the 6, we can use the bone to reroll it if we wanted. But at that point, we'd probably take the fail, throw in the D4, because we don't want to use a bone, take another fail, but generate a bone. 25% chance it crits. And then we'll have 2 bones to guarantee a crit with the, well, not guarantee, but likely get a crit with the D8 or D10. You could start with a D10, hoping it's fairly high, and then decide to take a fail, or if it's like 8, 7, 6, then we get a crit. Or we could start with a D8. I expect to reroll it, get a 6, 7, 8. We'll reroll it once, expect to get a 6, 7. I'm going to start with the D10. Very nice. The reason being is we had 3 bones. We had so much manipulation and can't really use the D10 very easily. It probably would have been better to actually use D8, so the D10, yes, was not clogging our discard pile, and something that we drew that isn't super helpful. Should have thought about that more carefully. When I get a crit here, and I get the 2 bones to reroll. We do have 2 bones. It's a little hard to manipulate the D8 to again get a kill. It is possible. We also have a fish hook. We can try it. Yeah. If the D8 fails us on the 3 attempts, then we use the fish hook to, well, technically 2 attempts because we're wanting to save 1 bone to reroll it. But if it fails us, then we just use a fish hook, bring back the D8, and then we start with D4. That's fine. That's a little sad. Now I need a crit here, and we don't kill very easily. Maybe we draw. Yeah, I'm gonna end the turn, kill the turn after. I think we're a turn behind, so I think we're gonna get like 1,500 points. And we killed that turn, I think we get like 1,750. This turn's really easy to kill on. Unless nonsense like this happens. We're gonna reroll this. Very nice. 1881. Okay, so we weren't a turn behind. Alright. No, we didn't kill that turn. We would have been probably Yaure's Fingers for sure, especially the fish hook. Yaure's Fingers, you can use it on the fish hook, and then you have an infinite here until your board's filled. Alright, we're hoping for a 6 or a 2, and then we can use this D4, and we're not gonna use our fish hook to try to get a crit again. We're just gonna save it to help kill this turn right here. So now we can generate a ton of stuff. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to generate a ton of stuff. And there's no point in risking right here. So I'm gonna, on a 3 or 4, then I throw on this D6. And until then, I just use a D4. I'm gonna risk it a little bit, generate an extra bone, just to save some time. If you want to play super safe, you just, and then we're gonna use probably a D6 to start, and reroll it till it's low. 1 or 2. Very good. Use a normal 4, then throw in the bone D6, reroll this, instead. And then we're going to use a D8 on this, get it 1 to 2, hope it, and then re-roll it until it's 6 plus, and then throw in a coin, and likely have 7, 8, or 9. 8 will be 12 plus damage. Reroll 1s for sure. Bone D20, so amazing. Extra bone die, it makes this way better. Alright, we have a weapon replacement. Ooh, that would have been amazing if we got 3 coins offered. Crow Skull, we almost definitely have to take this Crow Skull. Almost definitely. Pitchfork is so nice. And we're lacking damage so badly. We want normal enemies so badly. Not exactly sure Pitchfork or Crow Skull is better for the score here, because we're lacking damage pretty badly, except for the bone. Bone D20. I think you have to go Crow Skull. It's so amazing. Alright. 4,300. That's not too bad. Hoping for 43 to 4,700 on an elite path. And consider we got a terrible weapon. And we started with, like, Fishhook. Fishhook is actually a pretty decent start. I was thinking our 3 coin starts, maybe a little bit more consistent, but nah. The generating the bones with Fishhook, I think, is more consistent. Funny if we bought the 3 coins that we could have bought the Pitchfork and the Fishhook and the Crow Skull. But we would, yeah. But we did decide to start with the Fishhook. You don't like know that there's gonna be so many usable trinkets in the shop though, but you do expect to get, like, as I say, 4 to 5 coins in value, which is why starting 3 coins is so good here. And you can buy a fishhook for 1 coin, which is, like, super underrated. Yeah, maybe getting the 3 coins would have been smarter for the shop, but who knows. Anyways, 43 to 4,700 is a good score of the 5,750 potential. So right now we're down 1,500 points. We can still get 32,000. Still have a chance. I think this section is 27,250 points. If we get 13% less than that on average, we're going to get like 3,500 off of that. So we'll just say 23.5. So if we get like extremely good performance starting out, our score will be roughly 27,800 or above. Let's just say 28,000. All right. Weirdly enough, starting with the bone d6 on this, because it has the highest chance to bust, means that it has the highest chance to not be an issue. Because 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6 are both fine for us. Well, I guess they're all a 1 in 6 that it crits. Never mind. Never mind. I'm mistaken. So I'm just thinking if it landed on a crit, which what we want it to land on, and we definitely would not want to use the Bible because we want to draw it back from the Bible. And we gotta use these 2 dice to get 10 or above. Unless we want to use it on the Bible until, yeah, and not attack this turn. I guess that's what we're going to do. Nice. Then we're gonna go like this, because we can't crit. Then we're gonna throw in the crow skull and drop that. Very nice. Honestly, I'm thinking about just taking it right here and trying to use to get a crit. Do you want to spend 2 bones, or do we want to reroll? I'm gonna reroll this, yeah. And then we have eyepatch for those who are free rerolls and didn't take our bones. It's not something I was consciously thinking of, but we should have been. I was paying attention to eyepatch, but that's extremely good. Alright, we should have a decent chance to be able to kill with this many bones with the bone d20. Gonna start by generating another bone with this, just because we know we're going to be using this. That's extremely nice, because now we're more focused. We're going to be paying attention to that. That's going to be a free reroll. I'm fine with using D8. I like using 2 to 3 bones to have to decrease it, and then reroll if we have to. That's an extremely good outcome. We're going to reroll this to start with. Very nice. This is a free reroll, and it's a kill, so we don't need a reroll. Gonna use the crow skull, generate as many bones as we can. We're gonna make sure we got a crit here. We only have to spend 1 bone. It's pretty cool. Alright. And we do not use this crow skull because we want to have as many slots open as we can. I'm gonna start with this D8, get a good amount of damage on him. I'm gonna get 12 damage. Actually, that's even better. We can throw on this D4. Yeah. Get more than. Oh no, I was just trying to use 1 die so that I could go here, draw it back, and then use D8 here. But we'll see. Probably get like a 6 to 8. That's just not happening. There we go. There we go. 15. And so we can kill 4 or 5. So we're just gonna do here, give us a really easy chance. We reroll this. Once we throw this on, it pays attention that there's 1 more item on the board. So when we reroll this, we get 1 more extra bone after the proc. So we get this proc +1. But 4, 5, or 6, he's dead, and we have pretty much 100% chance. We got 12 attempts to get a 4, 5, or 6, 50% chance 12 times. Except for the very last time. We need a 4 or 5. Both of these are absolutely terrible. I don't really want this. The prediction, we have so many bones, it will just clog our deck. The bones kind of act as better prediction. That's extremely sad. You never want to skip. Have to skip. Elite trinket. Eyepatch at the beginning. I'm fine with just throwing on these bones, because then we're going to get more bones when we use this crow skull. And we're trying to get a kill here. We got to kill. We got to kill this one, and then get a 4 here. We're going to take 1 fail, but hopefully we kill next turn. 3 or 4 is fine. Then we're going to start here, try to see if we can draw back our D20 probably. And we're willing to use a D6. The plan is to use like a D8, D4 on here for damage, if possible. Let's start with the D8, if we don't mind. Because it's possible that when we roll this, instead of getting like a 1 to 2, we land on the 4 before we get a 1 to 2, and then we can't use the D4. And it's not too bad to have also the D8 here to draw it back for this rather than the bone D20. That's extremely lucky. Do we want to throw on the D6 now? Or do we want to reroll this? I think D6 is fine. We're hoping for a 3, 1 to 3. Very, very nice. Free reroll. 4, then we try to get these to average. These are all like average. This is a little above, this is a little bit above, this is a little low. And we have a few attempts to get a 4, 5, or 6. So we can try to get a kill. We have the fish hook, so we have the initial roll. We have the fish hook to bring it back to try again, and then we have the bone to reroll the final one. And we start with the fish hook because fish hook is 4, 5, or 6, but once we use the bone, then it's only 4 or 5, and 6 busts us. Not like the busting matters too much, just because we'll kill the turn after anyway, so we're not taking damage. But it's just a lower chance if we start with the bone and then try the fish hook. Very good score. We got one more fight too, right? Yeah. So a 12-5. What I'm hoping is to get here at like 13 to 14k. In order to get our 30k gold. 13k it's still possible. 12.5, not too likely. Especially with what we've gotten. Because we got nothing nice from that elite. And we haven't gotten. We didn't get a nice bone. Like, so we're lacking dice. You know, gamblers die. We don't have draw dice. So we're extremely lacking for extremely good run. We're going to start here. We're going to use this. Then we're going to throw this on top. If it gets a crit, that's perfectly fine. We can use the bones to roll the damage. But we're just planning on using this fish hook to generate more bones. To then be able to try and guarantee a crit with these two. Unfortunately, we're going to have to reroll this 1 or 2 times. Something like that. And hopefully, this has on average 10.5, and when we roll it twice, it's just, we're expecting to get like 18 plus on average. But we might not even kill here. 19. Very, very good. We needed that kill. We're going to start with this D8. Lowest chance to... We need a 4, 5, or 6 with it. Lowest chance to bust. That's just extremely lucky. I was expecting to get a fail, but not take damage. Alright. This is really easy to kill now since we drew back this D20. I'm just going to take the easy way. I'm just going to like that, then like that, then like this, then like this, then like this, then like this. It's super easy. We already have a kill, so I'm just trying to maximize the damage for a little bit of fun. Give me a 4. I'll take a 3. It is what it is. 23-1. Yeah, 12-2. How are we looking on pace for the 28,000 at least? Well, considering right here we want 13k to get 30k, 12.2. We're probably pretty close to 28. Gain 1 armor on ones. That's pretty nice. We don't have anything to benefit from this ghost die. We don't have a reusable sword. Unfortunately, that's one of the things I'm looking for. Like, we really want to see on this or in the shop reusable sword, snake dagger, axe. Because then on the elites we're able to kill like a turn sooner and maybe turn 1 because it can hit multiple enemies. Or on like this elite we see the trinket that offers you to hit adjacent enemies for 50%. That's also extremely good for your score for this one. And it even might save you a turn on ankou by not having to use as many resources to block on the dice because of the stags. But we didn't hit any of those things, and we're lacking damage so badly. Yeah, that's very, very sad. We don't need prediction. That's the only thing that's been offered. We need draw or damage. So we gotta take this, the golden sword, and replace this. We're locking damage. The draw's nice, but we don't have any draw. That's so bad. This is the best item of the game, and we're locking damage so much though. Like if we don't take this at this rate, I mean, I mean, not too bad. My thought process is if we take this, so our main damage right here is from this bone d20. And so right now we have a decent damage with that. On average, we can get like 18 or so plus with it. And we get the bone dice at the moment every. So we'll see it one every 3 draws, and then once we draw it, we'll have like 2 chances to draw it back from the discard pile at like a 20% and then a 10%. So we see it like 1.3 times every 3, nearly 50% of the time. Nearly 50% of the time we're doing 18 damage, so that's 9 damage a turn, and if we pick this, we get it. We see 8 items, we see it 60% more often, so it'll help our damage 60%. And we don't have any draw really to make use of this at the moment. Yeah, I guess go stat shield. You gotta do it. You'll have more resources and we don't have the resources for this. I guess go stat shield's a correct play. It just is a little sad. Imagine our only offer here is like Lucky Star or Prediction. Imagine how happy I'd be then. Alright, so we're gonna just test to see if we can get a critical here pretty easily. And then if we can't, then we use the pitchfork and generate another bone. We're expecting to get like an 11 on average, so we're like pretty significantly away but with 2 bones, we might be able to do it. So we do not. We use this. Then we start by generating another bone, because we're always going to want to do that. Then we're going to throw this on, and we're going to see if it's like a 5 or 6. Maybe use 1 bone. If we do not land on a 5 or 6 after using 1 bone, then we just take the defense and we save the rest of the resources. Do we just block? We probably do just block and save the resources. Yeah, I'm gonna block to save the resources. I'm not even gonna use the bone on the 1 time. So 1 fail hurts our score pretty badly. It is what it is. Not what we wanted to see. We're gonna have to get a critical with this, and this, and we're already away from a critical, so we're already gonna use a bone to reroll. Nice. I'm gonna use another bone to reroll. And then I'm gonna throw this on. Alright. And we were planning on using this and this hat finger anyways. Up on my Yaga's finger anyways. I'll just make sure to use up all these bones before. We're gonna kill one, either this one or this one. Just depends on how much damage you get here. We'll use this d10 for the reroll here probably. We're gonna start with this. Well, it just depends on the flexibility. Well, actually, yeah, we'll probably okay using this bone d. I'm trying to think about if we want to use the bone d6, but then it gives us a 9 fluctuation rather than the d10, which will give us a little bit higher, and we won't have to use as many bones. I guess we start with the d10 here, and just accept we need a 9 fluctuation, so we gotta do at least 19 damage. We are going to spend one to reroll. That is very, very sad. Very, very sad. Okay, we just need 6 then. So we're going to have to get a crit here and reroll. We can keep 1 bone, but you gotta get a crit and not use the die, the bone, to decrease the value. Yeah, that's a bit lucky, honestly. I should have. The misplay was when I got the 2 on the bone d6. I should have thrown on the d4. That would have been very helpful because we could have gotten 4 and then thrown on 2 bones, then we're already at 4. But there's also just more tools on the board to manipulate. We're gonna start with this bone d20 to try to draw, I think. Try and kill the turn after. We had 2 bones to reroll, so that's 14 or less. Yeah, I might reroll that, honestly. They're very, very nice. We're trying to save resources here. Alright, so this was a pretty big mistake, but it's fine. We're gonna have to use 1 more resource here. I kind of wanted to just use this. Very, very nice. Because I want as few things as possible in here for the turn after when we're trying to redraw that bone d20 to kill the turn after. We draw 5, not 6. So we don't draw the bone d20. Doesn't matter. Alright, so this is our turn for manipulation. We're going to try to get as many bones as possible and draw this d10 and do a lot of damage with this and see if it's possible to kill right here. And we are trying to get a crit. I messed up pretty badly. We were trying to get a crit with just the D8 and the D4, so we can save the bone D6 for this one to kill this turn. Apologies. I forgot that. Yeah, I wasn't supposed to throw in the Baba Yaga's finger and the crow skull again. I was supposed to use the dice, the bones to just reroll. In my head, I thought we were like, even though I was technically right that if we reroll this pitchfork, we get everything back. We didn't have to space for it. I was just like spacing out a little bit. And we're 100% taking a critical success here. I'm drawing back some stuff. There's no way we kill this turn, but we can get some decent, anymore, but we can get some decent damage off. I don't know why I rerolled that one. I am really not paying attention. The one was the best case scenario there already. Very nice. Honestly, I'll just do this and this. We had one too many bones. It's fine. We took one turn longer than we needed to. I misplayed pretty bad. So we lost like 450 points, 500 points. Only a 3004. That's really terrible. That's really, really terrible. I guess we'll take the Ghost Tooth. If we're lacking damage so bad, we could use it on this. That doubles our damage, nearly. It's actually pretty bad, to be fair. Alright, we're willing to accept the fail here. We just need to get a 9. We don't exactly want to start with this D8, but we can always roll it if we need to. Problem with, yeah, we'll just see where we're at with the D8. I guess we gotta start with it. My thought process was if it lands on an 8, I was just thinking if it lands on an 8, then it's hard to justify using the D6. Well, we just use D4 anyways. Alright. That's lucky. Now we can actually do some significant damage here. There's an idea that we should have saved this for the turn after, but not too worried about it. And we could have saved this for this. Probably should have switched to the D10, honestly. Yeah, I should have switched to the D10. My mistake. Sixteen's good enough. Reroll 24. We can try to get a 7 plus here and just kill this one. Very nice. Reason we wanted to save the D4 was to draw twice. I know we have more stuff on the tray for next turn. We could have easily just killed this one, hurt this one a little bit. But it's fine, just killing this one outright. Gonna start with the D8 here, probably. Thought process is we're gonna go low 1 to 2, then use it to get 6 to 8, throw in this tooth, then we're at 12 to 16, 2 hits, someone's dead. 3, I guess it's fine enough. I'll just use 2 bones. We're trying to get a 6 plus. Nice. We're gonna hit this one, just because if we hit this one, we only draw once. On this one has more health, but the main thing was just drawing more. Now we have to get a crit here. You see if we land on a crit. Do not, then we use the fish hook because we get one more bone. Start like this. We should get a crit this time. Very nice. We definitely use the D8. We don't care about the damage too much. We're trying to get the one more draw, get closer to bone D20, and kill it next turn. Killing on the 3rd turn, pretty terrible. Not killing on the 1st turn, not killing on the 2nd turn on all enemies. Yeah. Dead. Yeah, and we're probably gonna kill Ankou turn 4 if I had to guess. And we got no options. No options. Ghost Tooth. No options, no options, no options. Very sad. Very sad. Turn 4 is gonna be like a 50. 300, something like that. So I got 23,000. Where it said. Very nice. Get some damage. Start with the D8. Very nice. Use D4. Reroll. Good enough. Then use the 6, 4, 5, or 6. And then use the bone dice. $23 damage. Very good. So now the thought press is, how likely is that we can kill this turn and just not have to block? So with 5 bones, if we get a crit here and we use this and this, assuming we use 2 bones and we have 4 bones, 5 bones on this. 5 bones, maybe we could get, and we're willing to use like 3, maybe we can get 16 on top of this, so that'd be 21, and then 16 here. 37, that'll be at 10. Then we get a crit with this D8 here. And we get 6 or higher afterwards with the 2 bones. And it's really hard to get a kill here. We can go for it if we want. Next turn kill is really easy. It's really hard to get a kill here. We could start with a D8 here instead of this D6. And say the D6 here. Then what does it look like? Because it's a lot easier to manipulate D6. Then we gotta get it to 41. 38 to 41, but let's just say 41. 18. 18 does this for us. It's pretty hard. We're just a little bit short of materials. Next turn, it's super easy. What if we use the D6 and the D8 and some bones to draw? Maybe we draw while the other's finger or something. We get more resources. We'd have to draw 1 more die. Well, we have to draw 2 more dice and throw skull. Or the D10. I'm saying the D10 here. And you have to get, it's dead. It's deaded. So we have to get 14. So we'd have to use 3 resources here. I'd really like to be able to kill this turn. But I guess just kill next turn. Use these 3 to get a crit here, draw 3, and then draw 5, and then we have enough resources to kill next turn. This is, if we're just thinking about mathematically, this is a 6 on average. Which means we should have to use 1 bone, and we'll get 1 bone for this, which means we got 6 bones. How many bones on this do we need? To get a 4 or 5, to get it to crit, and then reroll. And then we get, like, let's say 6 damage, so it's 9. 38. 4 or 5. That's probably like 4 bones, actually. So we get 9 damage. 4 bones. And we got 2 to reroll. We got 3 rerolls of this. 2 rerolls in the natural roll to do this. To get 38. Crit is 5. 33. So it'd have to be 17 plus. On 3 tries. We're short like 2, maybe 3 bones if we're unlucky to be able to kill this turn. So I got like this. Need a 6 improvement. That's a lot of bones. 6 plus, we can stop 5. Now I gotta go 6 plus. 6, okay. Alright. Do hate to see it. I think we have enough resources to do some damage here. But we can kill next turn pretty easily. We don't really need to do anything. Let's see. 2 bones. I mean, it's not hard. And we have infinite. Yeah, we can just fill it up with bones. Wait, we can fill it up with bones. Can we get this to land on a 5, 5 or 6, 5, 6 or 7, maybe even 8? 4 bones, 20% chance. Gotta reroll 5 times. I gotta visualize this. We got 15 squares. We're gonna lose 1 from this. We're gonna keep this here. We're gonna be throwing this on the board. So we'll have 12 bone slots. 3 bones left after it crits. 3 bones. Not too likely to kill, but it is possible. Shouldn't be too hard to get a crit by itself. Then we have the 6 here if we want it. The reason is the only way we kill this turn. Instead of like using this D6 to get a crit and then throw the D20 on top and then use this ghost tooth. Because the max is 45 then. But if we start with this 20 and we get 19 or 20, then we're at 38 or... Wait, but what if we use it here? What if you use the bone D20 here and get a crit? Then it hits twice. Yeah, we're gonna be re-rolling a whole bunch anyways, and we need a 20% chance. Doesn't matter if it's a 5 or 4. We can do twice here. And then it hits twice. And then we have a much smaller range that we need it to re-roll to. Possible. I think we go here. Alright, we start here. And we're smart. We start with this D20 and just a D20. And it lands on a crit by itself. Then we try to get to 20, and then we try to get this to 5+. We try to get the crit, and then 5+ with 3 rolls. So we start here. Let me fish hook. Oh, no, we gotta start here. Because then we're gonna get a fail. It's okay, I'll just use this bone D6 and I'll swing at him, do a little bit of damage. It's fine. I'll just have to use like 2 less bones for here, so yeah. Yeah, I don't know why I started here. Huge mistake. Anyways, we're at where we're at. That's so terrible. You're telling me it lands on a 5? A 1 in 20 on the second roll. You've gotta be kidding me, man. You gotta be kidding me. And then it does that. I just figured it wasn't gonna happen. We gotta kill here though, because we didn't have to use that. That's so funny. That's so funny. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. Oh, that's so funny. How does it land on a 5? It's been like 5 minutes thinking how I'm gonna do it. And if I spend like 30 seconds longer, I realize I'm supposed to start on the